this crew pasta. Hey guys, Uncle Tyler here from part of the HartnettHorrorFiles crew, and if you remember, I was doing a reading for Ben, and I'm not even halfway through this yet. So without further ado, let's get back to the story, right where we left off. I believe this is right where we left off. The screen faded in, and I was standing on top of a clock tower with Skull Kid hovering over me again. Silent, I looked up and the moon was back, looming just meters above my head, but the Skull Kid just stared at me hauntingly with that fucking mask. A new song was playing, the Stone Tower Temple theme played in reverse. In some sort of desperate attempt, I equipped my bow and fired off a shot at the Skull Kid, and it actually hit him, and he played an animation of him reeling back. I fired again, and on the third arrow, a text box appeared saying, "That won't do you any good." And I was picked up off the ground, levitated upwards on my back, and then Link screamed as he burst into flames, instantly killing him. I jumped. When did this happen? I had never seen this move used by anyone in the game, and Skull Kid himself didn't have any moves. As the death screen played, my lifeless body still burning, the Skull Kid laughed, and the screen faded to black, only to have me reappear in the same place. I decided to charge him. But the same thing happened. Link's body was lifted off the ground by some unknown force, and he immediately burst into flames again, killing him. This time during the death screen, the faint sounds of the reverse song of healing could be heard. On my third and final try, I noticed there was no music playing this time, that all there was eerie silence. I remember that in the original encounter with the Skull Kid, you were supposed to use the ocarina to either travel back in time or summon the giants. I attempted to play the Song of Time, but before I could hit the last note, Link's body once again horrifically exploded into flames, and he died. As the death screen neared its end, I began to chug, as if the cartridge was trying to process a lot of something. When the screen came to, it was the same scene as the first 3 times, except this time Link was lying on the ground, dead, in a position I had never seen in the game before. His head tilted towards the camera, with the Skull Kid floating above him. I couldn't move, I couldn't press any buttons, all I could do was just stare at Link's dead body. After around 30 seconds of this, the game simply fades out with the message, "You've met with a terrible fate, haven't you?" Cue to left. Okay. Before kicking you out to the title screen. Upon getting back to the title screen and starting again, I noticed my save file was no longer there. Instead of Link, it was replaced with Your Turn. Your Turn had 3 hearts, 0 mask, and no app. I selected Your Turn, and immediately when I did, I was returned to the clock tower rooftop scene of my Link dead, and Skull Kid hovering over with the Skull Kids laughing, looping again and again, blah blah blah. I quickly hit the reset button, and when the game booted up again, there was one more save file added. Below Your Turn, I titled Ben. Ben is back. Ben's save file was right back where it was before I deleted it. It's a stone tower temple with the moon almost crashing. I turned the game off at that point. I'm not superstitious, but this was way too fucked up for me. I haven't even on all today. Hell, I don't even got any sleep last night. I kept hearing the reverse song of hearing in my head, and just remembering the sense of dread after exploring Clocktown. I drove back to the old man's house to ask him some more questions to a buddy of mine. No way I was going there alone. I wanted to find there's a for sale sign in the front yard when I rang the doorbell. No one was home. So now I'm back here writing down the rest of my thoughts and recording what happened. Sorry if some of this is grammatical errors and whatnot. I'm running on no sleep here. I'm terrified of this game even more so now that I've relived it a second time. Writing this all down, but I feel like there's still more to it than meets the eye. And that there's something calling to me to investigate this further. I think Ben is something in this equation, but I don't know what. If I could get a hold of the old man, that would be able to find some answers. And then I need another day or so to recuperate before tackling this game again. It's already taking a toll on my insanity, I feel like, but next time I do this, I'm going to be recording my footage all the way through. The idea to record only came to me towards the end, so you see the last few minutes of what I saw, but it's on YouTube here. I'm going to stay in this thread for a little while longer before I fall asleep to answer any questions you guys might have, or hopefully listen to your ideas or theories to help me shed some light into this or many things I should try to do. I think I'm going to play Ben's file tomorrow and see what happens. Maybe I was supposed to do that all along. I don't believe in paranormal shit, but this is a little fucked up. Maybe this Ben guy is just a really good hacker or programmer. I don't want to think about their opinions if he isn't. That's the end of the Kai paste. I'm hoping that this is some kind of running gag developers have and other people have got gag or hack copies of the game like this. This is really scary for me. Post 2, September 8, 2010. I'm going to post what happened in the link video footage, but last night, everything got too real for me. I think I've done this around this. I passed out pretty much immediately after making that thread. But last night, the Elegy of Emptiness statue, I had a dream that. I dreamed that was following me in my dream, and I would be minding my own business when I felt my neck hair stand up on end. I would turn around that thing, that horrible, lifeless statue would be staring with those empty eyes right at me. Merely inches away in my dream, I remember calling it Ben. And never before had I had a dream that way. I could remember so vividly. But the important thing is, I did get some sleep. I suppose. Right. Today, putting off playing the game as long as I could, I drove back up to that neighborhood to see if the old man came back. As I expected, the car was still gone and no one was home. As I was walking back to my car, the man next door moved the grass, killed the power at the lawn, and asked if I was looking for someone. I told him that I was looking to talk to the old man that lived here, to which he told me what I already knew. He was moving, trying a different avenue. I asked the old man if he had any family or relatives I could talk to. I discovered this old man had never been married, nor did he have any children, or grandchildren, or adoption. Starting to become worried, I asked one final question. One that I should have asked at the beginning. Who was Ben? The man's expression turned grim, and I learned that 4 doors. Around 8 years ago on April 23rd, the man informed me that it was the same day as his anniversary. That's how he knew the specific date. There was an accident with a young boy named Ben in the neighborhood. Shortly after his parents moved, and despite any further attempts to talk to the man to get more information, he wouldn't divulge anything else. Well, obviously. I went back and started playing again. I loaded up the game immediately. I jumped the title screen when the mass flies by. The sound that played was not the normal whoosh sound. Something much more higher pitched. Oh god, bird. I pressed start, bracing for the worst, but just like 2 nights ago, the file is your turn and Ben would display it. Truth be told, I looked at the Ben file earlier. It seems to fluctuate between displaying the owl save and not. I brought up the Ben file, hesitated for a moment, noticing that the stats were not the same as they originally were 2 days ago. It seemed like he had already completed the Stone Tower Temple, so I'm summoning my courage and selected it. Immediately I was thrust into the complete chaos. Sure enough, I was outside Stone Tower Temple, but that's about all I was expected. The zone itself wasn't called Stone Tower Temple, but rather Stone. Immediately, S-T-O-N-E. Immediately, a dialogue box of complete gibberish that I couldn't make out agreement. Link's body was distorted, his back was cocked violently into the side where his posture was permanently disfigured. Link's expression was dull, almost monotonous. He had an expression on his face that I didn't recognize before. It was a blank look, as if he was all dead. He was dead. He was dead. He died. As Link stood there, his body spasmed irregularly. Fucking damn it. Back and forth, I examined what had become of my avatar, and I noticed I had a C button item I had never seen before. Some kind of note. Pressing it did nothing. Sounds played back and forth I didn't recognize from the game. It was demonic in nature. And there's some kind of high-pitched yip. Yeah. Bird. Or some kind of laugh or something playing in the background. I had all of 2 minutes to take in the environment. Point to no one of those fucking Elegy of Emptiness statues was summoned, and immediately after I was cut into the Dawn of a New Day screen, except this time was without the subtext. I was a Deku scrub in Clock Town. This scene would normally play after the first time you traveled back in time. Would say, what just happened? Is that everything was. But instead of saying start over, she finished. Her remark in broken text to the laugh of the happy masked salesman played from back. I was put back in control of my character, but from a fucked up camera angle. I was looking from behind the doors of the clock tower, watching my avatar run around as I Deku the scrub. Seeing as how I really had no place to go because I couldn't see anything, I begrudgingly went inside the door. There I was greeted by a happy masked salesman, who simply told me, "You've met with a terrible fate, haven't you?" before the screen wired out. I was in Termina Field as a human again. Might as well not have been playing the same game anymore. I was being worked around, there was no sign of day or clock or anything. I took a moment to get my bearings as I looked around the field. Immediately I could tell this was not normal doing. No enemies, and a twisted version of the happy masked salesman theme was playing. I sat around towards Woodfall before I noticed a gathering of 3 figures that was off the side, one of them being Epona. As I approached them, to my horror, I saw the happy masked salesman, the Skull Kid, and the Elegy of Emptiness statue just standing there. I felt barely were bugged out, but by now I told myself I should know better. Nevertheless, I approached him carefully and found that the Skull Kid was playing some kind of idle animation on loop. Same with Epona. And the Elegy of Emptiness statue was doing what it has been doing all along, just standing there eerily. It was a happy masked salesman that scared me more profoundly than the other 2. He too was idle, wearing that shit-eating grin, but wherever I moved, his head slowly turned and followed me. I had not engaged in any dialogue with him, nor was I in combat with him. His headset continued to follow my movements, reminded of my first encounter with the Skull Kid on top of Clock Tower. I pulled out my ocarina, to which the game played the ding sound when you're supposed to play your ocarina. I tried a song I hadn't played yet. They had myself my own song, the song that had been playing on loop back in day 4, the Song of Healing. I finished playing the song and let an ear-piercing shriek blasted on my TV. The sky immediately started flashing. The Happy Mask and Twisted theme song sped up, intensifying the fear inside me, and Link exploded into flames and died. The three figures stayed lit up during my death scene, screaming as they watched my lifeless body burn. I can't describe to you how sudden and terrifying transition from eerie to terror it is. You're going to have to watch the video if you want to see firsthand. The same fear that caused me to lose sleep 2 days ago tried to grip me again. As I was met with a text, you've met with a horrible fate, haven't you? For the third time, there has to be some kind of meaning behind that. I had little time to ponder as I was immediately given another small cutscene of transforming into Zora, and now I found myself in Great Temple Bay, hesitant but curious to see what the game had in store for me. I slowly made my way towards the beach where I found Eponia. I wondered why the game had decided to put her here. Was the game implying she was trying to get a drink? I nearly took the mask off. I decided that riding the steed wasn't the reason she was placed here. Suddenly I realized that Eponia kept neighing, and the way she was angled made it look like she was trying to signal a point to me off in the distance. It was a hunch, but I dove in the Great Bay and started swimming. Sure enough, I almost missed it. I found something bombed in the sea, one last elegy of emptiness statue. I went down to examine it, and suddenly my Zora started doing a choking everything. I'd never seen a Zora do before, which didn't even make sense because Zora can breathe underwater. Regardless, my character choked to death and died. Again, the statue is the only thing that was highlighted in my death. I didn't respond this time. I was moving back to the main menu as if I restarted the console. The press start screen was before me. I knew the only reason why it would put me here is because the save files changing and taking a deep breath. I pressed start. I was right. The new save file started out Ben. Now it made sense why the statue appeared when I tried to go to the launch pool. The game must have anticipated how I would have tried to escape. The day 4 clock down. The 2 save files told me his fate. As I suspected, Ben was dead. He had drowned. The game obviously slipped through with me. It taunts me with the new save files. It wants me to keep playing. It wants me to go further, but I'm done with this shit. I'm not touching any more of the files. This is already way too horrifying for me. And I don't even believe in the paranormal, but I'm running out of explanations. Why would someone send me this message? I don't understand it. I just get too depressed thinking about this. The footage is up here for those who want to see it and try to analyze it. There's some kind of coded message in the gibberish, or something symbolic from what I went through. I'm too emotionally and mentally drained to fuck with it anymore. Post 3, September 10th, 2010. Well, guys, we are running short on time right now. 15-minute limit, you know, gotta keep it in. So, I'd say we made about pretty close to halfway in the story. You know, almost done. Anyway, off Clamtara crew. Off Clamtara with the HartnettHorrorFiles crew. Out. Hope you enjoy the video. And we have found a few games that we are currently doing playthroughs on. So, look forward to those in the coming days.